Today we are talking about chili farming in
Yes.
Uganda.
Mm.
And of course, I'm here with Arthur, who is a chili farmer. He's actually a very experienced farmer. He's doing chili, he's doing pineapple, he's doing goats farming and others. And he's doing them in large numbers. So if you are interested in any of this is actually a right video for you. My name is Layoo Charles, and this is the Ugandan Farmer. We bring to you stories of Ugandan who are into farming and agriculture. So today we want to talk chili farming in Uganda,
Okay.
and I have a question to ask. Today will be like a random question
Mm.
because a lot of people are always searching about chili farming. There are certain things they want to know. And my first question is, how long does chili take to grow in the garden?
Mm. Thank you so much. That's a very good question. Just like I always advise farmers, if you're going to go into chili farming, it
Mm,
starts by setting up the nursery bed.
yeah.
Now, if you're in the northern part of Uganda, I would encourage that you set up the nursery bed because remember, this is going to be rain fed. Now, since we normally begin getting rains at around mid-March, I'd encourage that in Feb or mid-Feb,
Yeah.
establish a nursery bed. The seeds will last there at least 1 month. Now from there, they'll be ready to be transplanted. Then you take them maybe mid-March, you put them in a place where you've designated for growing your chilies. From there, it will take 1.5 to 2 months. To be on the safer side, let's call it 2 months. But they'll even start flowering at 1.5. So right from establishing the nursery bed to your first product, it will take you 3 months. 1 in the nursery bed and 2 months in the garden, and then you'll be able to start harvesting chili.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I know in farming and every crop there is always spacing.
Yes.
Let's talk about spacing for chili.
Yes.
What is the spacing for chili?
Okay. Now, for chili, I would recommend that, especially in these lands that you can see that are very fertile, you do a spacing of 3 feet by 3 feet. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Remember, when you grow this plant, it grows, first of all, very fast,
Yeah.
but it has a natural tendency of putting on branches and widening. So you realize that this very crop here, all this is one plant,
Okay.
all this is one plant, but
yeah.
they are 3 feet from the other one to the other one.
Exactly.
You see? And also from this one to the other one, you'll see that they are 3 feet. So it will just expand and cover. And when you do that, that means you're giving it enough room to benefit from the soils around there. And when you're harvesting, you'll be able to harvest quite a lot. You'll actually move like, say, 7 meters. If you're harvesting from one particular line, you'll be able to fill a full basin
Oh,
of chili.
okay. And my other question would be, I believe there is a size of land when you're planting, or maybe a specific size that a farm would be interested in. Now, let's put it this way. If I want to plant chili, or if I'm to plant chili of 1 acre, take for example, how many kilograms do you think I'm going to get from 1 acre of chili?
When you're in terms of harvesting,
Yeah, in terms of harvesting.
well, let me put it this way as well.
Yeah.
Chili, if you plant 1 acre, each time you harvest after 3 months, remember you'll be harvesting twice in a month.
Oh, okay.
Every time,
Yes.
say on the 15th and then the 30th of that particular month. And each time you harvest, you'll be harvesting a minimum of 250 kilograms in a particular acre.
So in 250
kilograms.
That's so that's like 500 in a month.
500 kilograms in a month.
Okay.
So you can imagine, just as I told you, and as long as you look after the garden properly,
yes,
add the manures as required and do the spraying. I told you, each time it grows and the months go by, it just keeps on expanding. And as you pick, it always keeps on giving you the flowers, just like you can see.
Yes, yes.
So it is such a very good crop.
Yeah.
It's such a very good income earner. And I encourage people that want to have this kind of constant income over a specific period of time, say minimum 6 months.
Yeah.
You go for chili farming, but do it the right way.
Yes.
Yes, please.
Whenever people think of doing farming, there are different reasons why people do farming. And one of them could be some people want to do just small scale for family consumption, and some people want to do it in a large scale, maybe for business or, to change the situation. Now let's talk about that aspect of Chile, the profitable aspect of it. How profitable is chili farming in Uganda right now as of 2023?
Okay. I'll give you an example of cayenne, cayenne chili.
Yes.
Cayenne, you'll need maybe seeds of around maybe 30,000 or 20,000.
Oh, okay.
Yes, when you go to the shops,
Yeah.
you'll be able to buy that to be able to plant 1 acre of chili.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you go to some of these, I've seen also there are seeds in some of these agro shops in Gulu,
Yeah.
but I think in where also could be having just around 30,000. You buy those sockets and then you do your nursery bed.
Can plant 1 acre.
Can plant 1 acre.
Oh, wow.
Now you imagine now you've put in around 30.
Yeah.
Okay, it will be a little bit more decent. Let's say 40 or 50,000.
Yes.
Then you plant that 1 acre. You are just going to weed it every month. Remember, each month you're going to weed once, and so you're going to weed twice.
Yes.
And so we say, let's even try to put it a little bit higher at 100,000 per acre. That means 200,000 plus the other, nursery bed time. Let's say that is, we can say 300,000, 350.
Yeah.
And you start harvesting. Now, I told you that once you plant, you'll be able to harvest at least 250, let's say 500 kilograms every month. You see?
Yeah.
Every month, once you sell it at a minimum of 2,000, that is the minimum.
Yes.
By the way, some of these prices, you negotiate them with these exporting companies.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When you come from far, they're able to understand, and you tell them, let's have an understanding that at least, even if the prices drop, let's have a bare minimum of 2,000 from which I can supply you to motivate you keep on doing it, because you also have to incur the cost of the distance.
Yeah.
So 500 kilograms is roughly giving you 1 million shillings per month.
Yes.
Remember, you've incurred the first 3 months around 300,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that means within the first 1 month you have recovered your money.
Yeah.
Now the other months, if you started June, so July, August, September, October, November, December, you will try now to make the profitability of that particular crop.
Yeah.
Much as you will continue weeding, remember, every month.
Yeah.
But still, what you are getting out is way much, because assuming that each month you weed, say twice, all that to maintain it once. That's 100,000 of maintaining the garden.
Yeah.
But remember, you're also going to put in cost of buying the medicine to spray and the traps and so forth.
Yeah.
Still, these ones you only put them once in the whole season. Once you put in the traps and so forth, it's only the weeding, because you have to maintain this garden weed free. Remember, when you leave them to grow, the weeds to grow very high, they'll end up damaging the chili, and it will not be as smooth. If it's scratched a bit of this looked at the blemish, they will always sort it out.
Yeah.
But you realize that after the first month of harvest, normally you have recouped even the cost of production. And now that the other one is now looking at the profits that you're making out of this chili garden.
Yeah.
It can even be now even much better. But when I talk of 2,000, that is just for a particular month, but it will shoot up. Sometimes you sell a kilogram at 3,000. Sometimes even goes up to 4,000.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But it can even be more lucrative if you decide to do this during the off season, as you may know.
Yeah.
Off season meaning you plant it when everybody is not planting. That means dry season, and where you're going to use irrigation. There, all the price you'll be getting will be very good price, and you'll find yourself making some good income out of this process.
Wow. That's actually amazing, and it's profitable actually. And if you've already planted let's say you've brought it from the nursery beds, you've put in the garden already. For how many period are you going to harvest it? Of course, you said in a month you do it twice.
Yes.
For how long do you think? Do you do it? Yeah.
For me, it depends on how well you look after the garden.
True.
But we normally tell people a minimum of 6 months.
Oh,
and
wow.
6 months, we are talking when you're getting really maximum consistent harvest.
Yes.
If we tell you that you're going to be getting 500 kilograms per month from a particular acre, it will take you through a period of 6 months before you can start looking after looking at some reducing volumes. But when you look after the garden properly, make sure that it is well fed. It has to have enough water to be able to produce fruit. Remember, it's whenever you're harvesting, it keeps on flowering. So it's that flower to continue growing. It needs sufficient moisture and to continue growing. So assuming that when you count the volumes, 500 kilograms times 6, you can be able, I think, comes to what, 3,000 kilograms and so forth. So the money is you find yourself earning quite well.
Then my last question for today, one thing I've learned that actually I never knew is that if you want to do chili farming, first, try to identify the market.
Excellent.
Now you have been in this thing, you've been doing chili farming at least for some times. Now for someone, a young person like me who wants to venture into chili farming, who don't know anything about the chili market, what is your advice to me? And then how best do I get to, to get the market, the potential buyer or the exporter? That's my last for today.
Okay, thank you so much. For a starter who's out there and doesn't know where to start from, and you would like to get some information about the market, you just need to identify the number or the contact person whom we call the lead farmer in your sub-region. And our lead farmer is a gentleman called Patrick. He's based in Lira, and he has the contacts of all the exporting companies. You'll be able to find it. Or sometimes you'll be able to, when you look for this information, there is a whole list of, if you, for instance, you have access to the Export Marketing Board and so forth, they have all the list of exporters of fresh products and so forth. They can be able to give you that information. But once you get this information, be ready to go and interact with these people. If you can make time and go to visit them in their offices, that would be the best. Do not plant this crop when you do not have the market. I told you after 3 months, right from the nursery bed, you're going to get volumes of 500 kilograms per month. And this is not something that you're going to put and take maybe the cup of tea or that because the market is not there. You see, you're going to find yourself, ambushed by this whole product if you have not made your research well. So look for the market before you put the seed in the ground. And then you will not have any regrets. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. And thank you so much for those information. If you are thinking of doing chili farming, especially in northern Uganda, I'll put Arthur's contact number in the screen right here. And you can contact him, get to know more, and reach out to him. Maybe he can connect you to the lead farmer.
That's the lead farmer
doing chili. And we are at Lad Makes Farm right here in Noya district. And Lad Makes Farm actually is doing amazing. We also, they also have a YouTube channel that you can subscribe to and get a lot of information about chili, about pineapple, goat farming, and everything you need to know about farming in northern Uganda. And of course, my name is Layoo Charles. I've been here with Arthur. This is the Ugandan farmer, and we bring to you stories of Ugandan who are into farming. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in our next video.